All right, well, today I'm going to show you guys how to draw a room in perspective using 1-point perspective. And so what I did is I went ahead and I started by drawing a box on my paper. Now, ideally, you would want your box to be probably a little more centered, but I guess it depends on how you're looking at your classroom. So, or the room that you're going to draw. And so where you place that box is going to determine how much wall space you have, how much ceiling space you have, floor space, that kind of thing. I drew mine a little bit larger because I just want to show you the basics on drawing a 1-point perspective room. Just to get you started, and we'll have a couple more videos in the future that does that. So I drew my box, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where to put my vanishing point. Your vanishing point is the line or the spot that all lines go to in your picture, and where you put it determines where your eye height is. I like to tell my students that if we put it way up here, this means that you're standing on a chair very close with your head close to the ceiling. Now if I put my vanishing point down here, I almost have like a worm's eye view. So it's like I'm sitting on the floor or laying on the floor and having a really awkward view. This is going to change how your lines look. So if you're looking to do just a basic average height, I would put it just slightly over center, okay? So anything really dramatic is going to make your lines look a little crazy. And I can show you that in another video. Now what I want to do is I want to use this dot to draw the edges of my walls, and they're going to come up off the corners of this box that I have drawn. Okay? So I'm going to line my ruler up with my dot and with the corner of the box, and then I'm going to draw a line out to the edge of the paper. Now I recommend that all my students draw very lightly. I am going to draw a little darker so that you can see it through the technology. Okay, so again I'm going to do this with the next corner, and I'm going to draw that to the edge of the paper. Here to the corner, and then to the edge of the paper, and then again to the corner and the edge of the paper. Okay, so now you're starting to get this feeling that we're looking into a box, and that's what we want. We want to feel like we're looking into a box because that's essentially what a room is. Anything that you draw on this back wall is going to be just like you would think it'd be. So if I wanted to draw a window, I would draw a rectangular window. So here, I'll try to draw this. However, when I go to draw a window on my side walls, all my lines need to go to that dot. Okay? So when I go onto those side walls, my window is going to change. So here this was just a regular old rectangle. Now if I'm going to draw a window on this side wall here, I'm going to draw that line is going to go to the dot. Now I left a little gap. You probably can't see it with my ruler in the way. Little gap. I'm going to move my ruler down. Make this a nice size window. I'm going to draw that. And then I'm going to use nice vertical lines, making sure I stay in square with the edge of my paper. Okay, so right now it's just kind of like a flat window. I want to make it a little bit more depth, right? So it has like that little depth that windows have. So I'm going to use a horizontal line. I'm going to go into the corner of the window, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line left to right, nice and square with the edge of my paper. Okay. I'm going to sneak my ruler up here because I can't tell. Ooh, it's pretty close. I'm going to sneak that up there, and I'm going to draw another horizontal line. Hopefully it's the same width. I'm going to connect these with a vertical line. Vertical lines go straight up and down. And then from these corners, I'm going to line those corners up with the dot and my ruler and draw out. And then I'm going to line up here again with the dot and draw out. And that gives me the look that my window has depth. okay? When we're doing one-point perspective is an illusion. We're creating illusions as artists to make people believe that these pictures go in, okay? All right, on this wall, on this other wall, I'm going to draw a doorway. And a doorway is going to be similar to the window. So I'm going to start with the top of my door. The top of my door is going to go along the edge, right? Or the top is going to go to the dot. So we'll make this a nice, decent sized doorway. Okay, again, I left a little bit of a gap between the top of the door and the edge. I didn't bring it right to the corner. There are very, very few houses that have doors that go right into the corner. I do know of a couple, but we're not going to draw that in our picture. Then I'm going to use a vertical line, and notice I was squaring it up on the edge of the paper. Come straight down to the floor, and I'm going to stop it right at this floor line, at that line there. So when you look, it didn't cross over. Now I have an extra wide door line. I'm going to come down again. All right, hold on one second. All right, sorry about that, got interrupted for a second. Let's see. Okay. So we have our extra wide door, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to show that there is a wall out here, okay? So I've gone up, I've done the two vertical lines that have connected my door to the floor, and now I want to show that there's like a wall out here. So what I'm going to do is a horizontal line. I'm going to do it from that far point, so it's like you're looking and you can see. So I'm going to scooch my ruler up, making sure that it's nice and horizontal. I'm going to come across. And maybe it's not a very large door. This is a really wide door. So I'm going to do another, let's see if we can see the top. And yes, we can. Okay, so I had to double check that. So this is going to come out here. Okay. And then I'm going to connect these two with a nice vertical line again. So what I want you to notice is that we use a lot of lines to the dot, and these lines that go to our dot are called orthogonal lines. The lines that go away, or that the only other lines that we would use would be vertical or horizontal lines, okay? All right, so here we have that, kind of like a little passageway going on. And from the bottom here, I'm also going to create another line. You could or you couldn't, that would just be up to you, depending on what it's looking like. But here it kind of gave it a little in-depth pop out, almost like a really deep window or something. Or you could continue these lines straight on, and then it would look like a wall passing into the hallway or something like that. Okay? All right, I'm going to stop here on this picture, so this gives you an idea how to do the room, add in a door and a window, and then I will create another one where we talk about how to put in the floor and light fixtures and different things on the wall. But my bell's going to go off here soon, so I do have to stop, and we will start on another one again. Thank you.